Capricorn Ascendants, this video is for you if you have number 10 in your first house, or if you have your moon in the sign of Capricorn, or if you have a bunch of planets, like 3 or 4 planets conjunct or more in the sign of Capricorn, you should watch this video. That means you have a very powerful Capricorn energy in your charts. So let's look at the Mercury transit. Well, Mercury is staying in the sign of Cancer, which is your 7th house, for about 70 odd days, for 2 months, which is very unusual because Mercury is very fast moving. It's very close to the sun. It takes only 2.5 to 3 weeks to transit out. But in this case, it's taking over 2 months in a sign. Why is that happening? Well, that's because it is going to go retrograde. It's going to go retrograde on July 18th, and it will be retrograde for almost a month, August 11th. All right, so let's see what it has in store for you. It is in your 7th house. So again, there is some action in your 7th house all along. Mars was there, so so this is not as bad as Mars, but again, it's not. It can give mixed results, I would say, but we'll have to look at your 7th house, right? We have to see the strength of your Kundali. So whatever positive I'm going to say and the negative that I'm going to say, the impact will be more for people who are specially going through Mercury Mahadasha, Moon Mahadasha, Saturn Mahadasha, and the Antardasha of these planets, and to some extent even Jupiter Mahadasha and Jupiter Antardasha. All right. Now let's look at it. So 7th house. 7th house is the house. What is the 7th house? 7th house is the house of spouse. 7th house is the house of your business partnership, other people. So what does Mercury do there? Mercury is the significator of business. Mercury is the significator of communication. Mercury is the significator of your intelligence, your logical thinking. And Cancer falls in your 7th house, which means Capricorns are very emotionally connected with their spouses. They're very emotionally connected. That's their peace of mind is there. Their happiness and their comfort is what they find in their partnership. Their partners are emotional. The sign of emotions is the sign of nurturing, nourishing people, service for other people, feeding other people, taking care of other people. All right. So Mercury doesn't really resonate with that, because Mercury wants to communicate, it wants to analyze, it wants to establish business, commerce. It's all about numbers. And Cancer is all about emotions and feelings. So numbers, data, facts, logic in the sign of emotions and feelings and nurturing other people. They don't really get along. So Mercury doesn't like being in the sign of Cancer. But sadly, Mercury has to spend more than 2 months in the sign of Cancer. It considers Moon, which is the Lord of Cancer. It's setting it. All right. Now let's see. Mercury happens to be one of the most benefic planets for the Capricorn ascendants. It's a friend of Saturn, and it governs your 9th house, which makes it one of your most benefic planets. So the 9th Lord coming to the 7th house, I consider this primarily a good transit for the Capricorn ascendant, especially if your chart is strong, if your Saturn is strong, if your Mercury is very well placed, you will get benefit results. I think it's a great time to bond with your lovers, your partners, the ones that are in a relationship, the ones that are married, the ones that are in a relationship. It is time to pour your heart out in a very logical, patient, Mercury analytical way. If you're having some trouble with your partner, I think it's a great time to sit and communicate your feelings, and you need to talk about your feelings to your partners. All right. So great time to go for a vacation, because it's the Lord of your 9th house. Plan a trip with your partner, and when you are in the place, maybe the place that you first met, or where you went for a honeymoon, or your favorite place, because 9th Lord is about higher learning and long distance travel. So you can do that, because from there Mercury also looks at your Lagna, and especially Mercury in when it goes to Pushya Nakshatra is governed by Saturn. Right, and Saturn is your Lagna Lord, so it will definitely trigger these events, hopefully positive events. The ones who are looking for business partnership, this is also could be a very good time. What you need to watch out for is when Mercury is retrograde. Mercury will be retrograde during July 18th to August 11th. I do not recommend any signing of documents, business partnership, properties, or contracts during that particular time. If you have to do it, if you don't have any choice, make sure you spend a lot of time looking at it, or you involve a lawyer if you have any confusion during that particular time. All right. Now that document could be a marriage document also, because 7th house can trigger marriage. So once they are single, they could meet someone. They could meet someone in a vacation. They could meet someone at their workplace. They could meet someone in an educational institution. They could meet someone in a place they go to learn. Great time to visit a spiritual place. If you're going on a vacation, make sure you visit a temple or any other spiritual, any other religious place. You can go there. You don't have to. You can go to a church. You can go to a mosque. All right. So once you are single, this could be a time that could trigger with Mercury, especially if you're going through Mercury Mahadasha or Moon Mahadasha. It could trigger the entry of someone, and that person could be from your past life as well, because your 6th Lord is also Mercury. And remember, 6th Lord, Mercury is a benefic planet for you, and it transiting to a Kendra house and looking at the Ascendant I consider that as a good transit. Especially if your moon in your natal chart is very well placed, this transit will be financially very, very beneficial for you, because Mercury is also the Karaka of your Bhagya. Good time to reconnect with your gurus, good time to reconnect with your father, good time to reconnect with anyone that you consider as a guru or your father figure in your life. Great time to learn something new. See, the Mercury is the Karaka of higher learning. It's the Lord of your 9th house. It is transiting in your 7th house, and it is looking at your 1st house. So you and your spouse, you and your partner can go and enroll yourself and get that degree or do that course, go for a yoga retreat, go for a spiritual retreat and learn something new. Meditation, yoga, fitness, health. Right? Fantastic time. On the downside, especially if there are malefics in the 7th house. For example, you have Mars in the 7th house. All right, if you have Sun in the 7th house, yeah, you have malefic Rahu in the 7th house. The results will be negative. There could be miscommunication with you and your spouse. There could be miscommunication with you and your business partner, and that can cause a lot of conflict, and it can cause a separation also. So be very careful. Look at your chart, how your chart is. If Mercury is weak in your chart, if Mercury is sitting in the 3rd house, which means it's in a debilitation, and in your natal chart, or your Mercury is afflicted by Rahu, or is sitting with an enemy, like Moon, it could cause conflict. So how you communicate with your partner, instead of having logical communication and emotional communication, it could be anger and outburst as well. So especially during the retrograde days, which is July 18th to August 11th, be very careful if your natal chart 7th house is weak in your Kundali, or your moon is also debilitated. Let's consider your moon is in the 11th house in the sign of Scorpio. It could give negative results. All right. Well, that's all I have. Let's see if I missed out something. Once you have a very powerful Saturn, this is also a good time to look at new business opportunities. All right, especially when it goes into Pushya Nakshatra from June 25th to July 7th. Okay. Well, that's all I have. I quickly want to talk about my Vedic Astrology course. So the ones that want to learn, please get in touch with us. It's starting on July 27th. Share it with your friends and family that are interested in learning Vedic Astrology. If you have any experiences to share, please mention in the comments so that the other Capricorn ascendants can also benefit from it. If you like this video, hit the like button and share it with your friends and family. If you need a consultation, my information is right here. I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.